All right, and so Luca is now waking up in the church section, and this is definitely one of the more tedious sections in the game. So right now you're in the church in the year 2022, and there's not really much going on around here. It's just a couple of things that you can look at to get a little bit of a clue as to what's going on, but it really doesn't mean anything. Like this post, like this little clip here, you can read this and it'll give you information on why the church closed down, and um, those are supposed to be hints that kind of like help you out through this playthrough, but they really don't. So, right over here on this palette, you're going to grab this yellow candle. Yellow candle is representative of God. So it's going to be placed in the yellow room under God's portrait. And it's very specifically, that's the way that it needs to be done. There is no rhyme or reason as to what year it is put in, but that's the tedious part of it, is that you'll have to figure it out. But if you go into the little sections here and take pictures of the dates, it will teleport you to those times. You can kind of like hug the wall to get a little bit more light, so that way you can find the exit. Eventually you'll find a door handle, just so you don't have to waste pictures. You can't take a picture there to find this door, but right now you're basically in the year 1987.
This place didn't look like this a second ago.
If you take a look at these maps, this basically tells you which route to take when you're going through the mazes. It helps if you put those on a piece of paper, just that way you could access them pretty easily. But you can put the hammer away here if you're still holding that. You can definitely put the tin can away here if you're still holding that. The priest tape you can store also. You're going to need a little bit of extra space here. So we do have the yellow candle, and well, you can interact with this one here first, right? So this just basically shows you there's a very, very weird setup for somebody that was a mass murderer having a church funeral with their coffin hanging from the ceiling, and a plaque with their name on it. It's all very strange, isn't it? Um, you can basically follow this back room to the bell tower over here. Right over here, you're going to find a red candle. Obviously, you need to move up a little bit closer to interact with that. The red candle is for the red room, and it's representative of Jesus. So it's only going to be under the Jesus portrait. Only in the red room will that candle ignite. And as you saw, you can walk around to different spots and take a look at the different maps and the different routing. I haven't really noticed many changes on them. The red room is definitely the more intricate of the mazes, but it's kind of, at the same time, it's kind of a little bit easier to figure out because you could fumble your way around. But basically, left here in the yellow room, right, it's all very well lit, and you'll enter, and if you can see the portrait of God, then you will leave the candle here. If you do not, you have to double back. And again, this is what makes this section tedious, is that there's absolutely no hint as to what year you're going to need to do what in. The only thing that I can tell you for sure is that the green room will be done last. The green room is representative of the angels, and that's going to be a green candle, but you don't get that until you read a note that brings in Hans, the demon of Hans, I should say. And back over here, I'm looking to see if there is a map of the red room. There's usually one by the vestibules somewhere, or the pews, I should say. But like I said, you can fumble your way around the red room and pretty much just kind of like find your way around relatively easily. There's a lot of open and connected corridors for this one, for the red maze. I keep on saying red room, but it's the red maze. But yeah, if you bump into a wall, just kind of turn around. Like I said, you'll fumble around a little bit, but you'll find your way through. If you ever see the velvet ropes, that's going to be the way out. That's going to be the exit, which I'll probably hit here. But yeah, if you come to dead ends like this, it's not like you're going to get stuck here. It's easy to find your way out. It's easy to get lost, and I didn't find a map out by the pews, so yeah, this is just kind of like what you have to do here is just fumble around a little bit, unless you definitely want to go to 1951 right now and take a look at that map, and that one will show you how to navigate through that. But there's a lot of like jumping back and forth throughout years. As you can see here, I found the velvet rope, so I just kind of decided, okay, I'm moving on. So I think I'm going to go do exactly what I said I'm going to do, which is either I'm going to look for the red map here. Oh, and I think I find it right here, don't I? There you go. And so this time around, it's relatively easy. So it's up, left, right, left, left, right. Like I said, it does help if you actually draw this out on a piece of paper for yourself, just because you only get to look at this this map for X amount of time, and so you'll forget the blue pattern, you'll forget the green pattern, and you'll forget the yellow pattern. They're all relatively simple, but yeah. So we're just going to follow that. I think I end up making a wrong turn somewhere else, anyways. Yeah, I'm definitely checking to see if I'm not going the wrong way, which I think I already am. Nope, there we go. And so we'll make it into this room. And so yeah, so there you go. We kind of like, stumbled and fumbled around for nothing because we have to do all of this in 1951. So God and Jesus are definitely in 1951. The only other one that we can try right now would be the blue candle. But I do think that I go and I hop out to 1951 without trying the blue room. Oh no, we don't have the blue candle yet because we get that initially when we jump to 1951 in the first place. So there would be no reason to do the blue room. Disregard what I just said and follow me to the past. So we're going to go to 1951 now, and the blue candle is going to be right on the pew in front of you right there. So go ahead and collect that. So we basically have all of the candles that we need for the time being. Again, hug the walls so that way you can kind of like find yourself, because otherwise you're just going to be bumping into a wall completely, right? So Nancy is in here. Her name is Nancy. You'll interact right over here.
Hello? Excuse me.
And so Nancy's basically going to spill the beans that she, unalived Hans. And she goes through her whole story. So if you want to sit there and listen to it, it's not that long. It's probably about a minute and a half. But eventually what she'll start is she'll be saying the Lord's Prayer eventually, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. That sort of thing. When she starts going through that, then a little note will appear by the confessional, and that's the one that we need to read to trigger Hans in. So there we go. Yellow room, God portrait, yellow candle, and the candle will ignite, and that's the only thing that we can do here. And so we need to go and we need to fumble around a little bit more to place the rest of the candles. And so we know that the yellow candle is going here, and we know that the red candle is going in 1951 as well. The red map for 1951 is on this side of the pews. It's about halfway down right over here. And you just want to make sure just to see if it's the same, just because they do change depending on the playthrough. But yeah, but again, we do know for a fact that we're going to place the Jesus candle here because it was not in 1987, so it does have to be in 1951. The last thing that we want to do, the very, very, very last thing that we want to do is place the, or actually is interact with the note that says he is here, which triggers Hans into the equation because then he'll kind of like throw jump scares at you. And, you know, so Jesus, red candle, place it, it will light up. And that one is all good. So we now need to place the blue candle. Again, with Hans kind of like rolling around here, if he comes into contact with you, he'll, you know, quote unquote, kill you. But the only thing that he's really doing is he's sending you to 2022. So you're going to wake up in the church, you know, in the graffiti kind of like stained, you know, 2022 part of it. And then you're just going to have to go to back to whatever year it is. But if you have to do a lot of walking here, chances are really, really, really good that that Hans will actually keep on just putting you through this infinite loop of sending you back to 2022. The live streams that I did, I spent a massive amount of time on it, just trying to get through this portion without him, you know, basically attacking me, right? So we're going to check if the blue candle goes here. I think the blue candle will actually have to go back to 1987 for, or is it? It's gonna be one of the two. It's either going to be the blue candle or the green candle. So I do remember thinking that, yeah. So it's going to be the blue candle that's going to go into 1987. Maybe it's the two of them. This section, this church section, is really, really, really strange just because it's never the same thing and there's never a solid clue as to where they go. You may have to put 3 candles down here. You may have to put 1 candle down here, and you just never know which one. And so you have to fumble your way through these mazes. That's why I'm saying just kind of like draw out the map for yourself on a piece of paper, just so that way it's kind of like easier for you just to kind of like go back and forth, because the blue one especially has a lot of dark corners. And so like going back, like I'm trying to do right now to find the velvet ropes, whenever I make a wrong turn into a dark hallway, it could be just turning me around in the wrong direction. But there you go, finally found the velvet ropes and finally found the exit. So we are going to go and we are going to travel back to 1987. But see, now Nancy is saying the Lord's Prayer, so the note is there and you can interact with it. Just don't. Just leave it there until the last possible moment that you can. Head back to 1987 calmly and peacefully. And there is a trophy that is that is available if you actually get through this without Hans attacking you. So this kind of sucks because I think I remember now that on this playthrough I think I had to come back and place the green candle here. But in order to get the green candle, you have to go and you have to encounter Hans. So placing the blue candle here, going back to 1951 to trigger Hans to get the green candle, to basically come back to 1987 to place the green candle to go back to 1951 with a key, is just, it's terrible. Like I said, a lot of jumping back and forth. So this section would have been a lot of fun if they gave a hint as to which candles go where. And I did think, because like when you're going towards the bell tower, there are kind of like 2 plaques that basically say, you know, the color of Jesus's blood and, you know, yada yada. And there's another one on either. So there's one on either side, and you could read both of them, but that doesn't mean that that's the section that those candles are actually going to go in. They're just basically giving you a hint that the Jesus candle is going to be red, and that the Mary candle is going to be blue, the yellow candle is going to be God, and the green candle is going to be the angels. And so that's kind of like the only hint that they're giving you. But right now, since we placed the Mary candle here, we're out of candles, so we're going back to 1951. And at this point, we are going to have to trigger a Hans, and we're going to have to see if the green candle actually goes here. So as you can see, the lights are not flickering right now or anything like that. You'll interact with this note, and it does say he is here. And once you turn down the center here again, you can see the candle floating right in the middle of the church here. And so Hans will do a jump scare, kind of like that, and the candle will fall. You'll pick it up. Yeah, and so that's exactly what I'm talking about right there, is that that one happened to be a scripted event. Like, that's going to happen every single time, so that's not Hans actually attacking you, because when he does attack you, he completely, you know, just kills you. And I don't feel like saying unalives you. It's just dumb. It's so stupid that we have to change the English language around for people that are sensitive to certain words, you know what I mean? But we're going to go in here and we're going to see if we have the angels. We do not, which means that we have to brave the church, go back to 1987 to place this green candle now. And then we'll have to, it's kind of good. Well, I mean, it's bad and good that we're going to place the green candle, because we are going to get a key, because we do need to unlock that, that confessional that Nancy is in. So another thing is that if you do get the key, do not try in 1951 to rush towards the back bell room, because the key does not go there. It does go into the confessional. But for right now, yeah, we're gonna find the green maze here, the green room, and we're gonna find the portrait of the angels, and we are going to place it there. So the green room and the yellow room are usually the green maze and the yellow maze are usually the quickest and the easiest to navigate. They basically just kind of like do a you know, a right turn or a right turn or a left turn or a left turn. They're usually very simple. So once you place this one here, you'll hear the bell toll right there. And once you do hear the bell toll, then you can go towards the bell room. That's where you're going to find the key, is underneath the bell. So again, this section, like I said, if they gave better hints on how to do this section, then it would have been a lot more fun. But, you know, but running around these mazes for like an hour was just absolutely just, it's like one of the things that was just like kind of like taking the life out of me. So you will find the key underneath the bell there. It's kind of like the same thing I say about this game all the time. It's a really, really fun and scary game. It's just the fact that the puzzles are so vague, that the puzzles just really kind of like tend to annoy you more than entertain you. Back to 1951 here with the key, though. Yeah, if you kind of like look at the wall and walk sideways, you'll be able to exit out of here real quick. So walk up to the confessional, use the key here. Open up, and inside we're going to have the Hans Göring plaque here. And we're going to snatch the eye out of there. And we are headed back to 1987 and do that quickly. As soon as you take that picture, you don't teleport Hans with you. This is the lucky part. So again, walk sideways with the wall, give yourself a little bit of light, go back to the MADiSON plaque here. Put the eye into the plaque and wait for
19.
Luca to finish talking before you take a picture of the coffin. And that will drop the coffin, and you will grab MADiSON's skull here.
Is this her skull?
Indeed it is. I just said it was, Luca. So. Okay. There's going to be one more thing to do before we are back at the house, which is we're going to have to deal with this hallway here. So obviously walk all the way to the end, open up the door. It's going to be laid with bricks. And just go quick interact with the bricks. Walk all the way back to the other end. Open that door. It's going to reveal more bricks. Luke is going to say that it's sealed off.
It's sealed off.
Walk all the way back down again. You're going to open this door. The bricks haven't gone anywhere, and so obviously we're going to have to go back to the other end of the hallway. Now, what's going to change this time is when you get to the end of the hallway, it's basically the door's going to disappear, and it's going to be a flat wall, so you're going to have to turn around, and you're going to have to start going back towards this end here, just like that. And so when we get near the door, Hans will pop up. Just turn around immediately and start running back. Like right there. So just turn around and start running back, because as you can see that there is a hole that has opened up, which will let you get back into the attic of the house.
The attic.
And that is going to do it for the church section. So if you'd be so kind, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, do all that good YouTube stuff. I will catch you in the next video, which will be phase 2 of the interior of the house. For now, hope you have a great day. Enjoy the game. See ya.